I'm Rivka Kahan, and I'm excited to share with you some of the tools that exist at al-hatorah.org to deepen Tanakh learning and teaching. Often when learning Tanakh, we come across mitzvot that are interwoven with a narrative, and by delving more deeply into understanding the mitzvot, we can understand both the halachic aspects of Tanakh and how the mitzvot are connected to the surrounding narrative. Let's look at one example. Let's say that I'm learning Sefer Bamidbar, and I'm up to Parak Yud Bet, the story of Miriam and Aaron's Lashon Hara about Moshe. So I can click over here on the Monei HaMitzvot to see if there are any halachic ramifications of this story. And I see that two of the Monei HaMitzvot, the Bahag and the Yereim, believe that this story teaches us a specific mitzvah of Havei Shval Ruach, of being modest, being humble. I can click here to see the mitzvah in the words of the Bahag, and click here to see it in the Yereim, where, for example, the Yereim explains that Misha Shibcha HaTorah Ha'anav, Tichtiv Ha'ish Moshe Anav Ma'od, Lamanu Shemitzvah Liot Adam Anav Ushval Ruach. From the fact that the Torah praises the humble person Moshe, as it says that Moshe was very humble, we learn that there is a mitzvah to be a humble and modest person. So we see that for some of the Monei HaMitzvot, this story in Bamidbar Parak Yud Bet and the description of Moshe's humility is not just an aspect of the narrative, but actually contains a halachic imperative. Another way to analyze the mitzvot within Tanakh is to go over here to the menu and go to halacha, and then we can go down to the Ma'agar HaMitzvot. And if I click here and here, I can see all of the mitzvot in the Torah that are considered to be among the 613 according to each of the Monei HaMitzvot. And I can see which mitzvot are considered by which of the Monei HaMitzvot to be among the 613 mitzvot. So it's a fascinating way of comparing the approaches of the Monei HaMitzvot to enumerating the 613 mitzvot of the Torah. And again, if I'm particularly interested in the mitzvah that we just described, we can look here at Havei Shval Ruach and see again that the source is in Bamidbar Parak Yud Bet, and I can click here if I want to see the psukim. And I can click here to see it in the Bahag or the Yereim, and also note that the other Monei HaMitzvot consider this description of Moshe's humility to be a part of the narrative rather than a halachic directive. This is one example of how considering the approaches of the Monei HaMitzvot can help us better understand both the halachic imperatives of the Torah and how those are woven together with the narratives of the Torah.